Right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this evening's ordinary full council meeting of Stanley Town Council, which is taking place in the Greenhouse in Greencroft on the 28th of November 2023. Before we start our agenda, could I please ask you to stand for a minute? In just as a courtesy to Alderman Jack Tallis, who's passed away. Jack was a town and district councillor many years. We'll just have a minute's silence. Thank you. The agenda tonight is housekeeping rules. Well, the general housekeeping rules apply. Mobile phones on silent. There'll be no fire drills tonight, and I'm sure you all know by now where the seat is. And I have apologies for absence. Got Councillor Nicholson and Councillor Wilson. Yes, I've got apologies for Councillor John Moore as well. Sure. Apologies in the day to him as well. Oh, is he? Oh. Yeah. Yes, right. Welcome to the meeting, David.
I see what he's done. He's got his tea there. Why would he say looks in the match, man.
Right. Have we any declarations of interest for any of the items on tonight's agenda? Yes.
Chairman, I declare non-pecuniary interest in the event period, but just in fact that Anna works in town council.
Thank you. Anyone else? No. Thank you. Mayor's announcements. I don't have any. Apart from to tell you that this year's town, well, we're calling it a community carol service, will take place in the parish church in Stanley on the St Andrews on the 7th. Yeah, got to be careful. This is the right church. St Andrews on the Sunday the 17th of December. Yeah, at 4 p.m. Right. Anything? Anybody? No. Jeanette, have you got anything? Leader statement? No. Okay. Public participation. Well, this shouldn't take long. Right. We'll now have an adjournment to allow for public comments and response to anything in relation to the doings of the town council. Have we had any letters or communication?
We did have somebody come in tonight for the cancer surgery, which was good.
Oh,
It wasn't actually for this ward, it was for it's cancer. So yes, it's good that the surgery is actually being utilised. Oh, I haven't.
Excellent. Yeah. So if that's all, the confirmation of the minutes, item 7, to approve of the record and sign minutes of the ordinary council meeting held on the 24th of October 2020. That anything? It's good in the West. Okay. Everyone agree with that? Anybody got any? Yeah. Well, I've signed them now. I haven't. Are there any matters arising from that? Confirmation? No. No. She left that to issue.
That's fine.
We're now on to item 8, accounts for payments and bank reconciliations, which is
Attachment B.
right. So we go. Right. Attachment B, C, and D, which I. Right. Can we take these all together? Does anyone? Yes,
Just before, we'll take them, just the things all around the greenhouse, I take it that's just all, the reason why they've all just appeared in the October is because of the setups and,
Is
Yeah,
that-
so what happened is we didn't fill it until quite some time after we moved in.
no,
Yeah, so I think that's when I'm just focused with seeing on.
Thank you. Have you, anyone else got any queries on them? No. Right, yes.
I do have something now. If I can bring up chair,
Yeah.
to finance is that a lot of you will know that we had the previous town clerk actually brought in a time timekeeping machine from a company called Insurance UK. I believe this machine isn't actually being utilised at the moment, and we are actually paying for it. So I was advised that the contract was taken out on the 10th of March 2022, and that was for 5 years. And under the contract, we're currently paying £337 a quarter, and that equates to 6,741 5 years. We also pay an annual charge of 1,400, and so that comes to 7,000 as well. So, and then the total cost of the contract is 13,791. To date, we've paid 3,714, and that leaves 10,076. So we've contacted the company, and we have actually got a negative quote, and cost of 4,700. Saved against the emergent contract is 5,358 if we come out of the contract, so it's council okay to decide if we want to continue the contract. I'll cut our losses and cancel the contract because it's not being used.
Right. Yes, I did.
why is it? No.
Can't answer that one, no.
I can only go off what I see the system as. It was designed to be used at a bit larger authority, where you've got various different departments coming in at different times of the day, lots of different operational staff coming in and out. It wasn't a system that was fit for the purpose of the town council. I don't want to pass comment on that, and it isn't something that can be utilised where we're at the minute. I think moving forward, if we do decide to talk about locking in systems and whatnot, then actually, perhaps set up a working group and have a realistic discussion around what's the best bit of kit to use for that purpose. But at the end of the day, the town council is a small team. We work very closely with one another, and we're well aware of people's comings and goings, and
We've also, sorry to interrupt, we've got a nitro system, which is an Excel. So all the hours and.
Yeah, I think we just have to be realistic in the future about the size of what the town council is and how we record times. It was perhaps a bit of a over the top system, possibly could be utilised for the civic hall in a roundabout way, but not really.
That's how we.
And all I was going to say as well is obviously it was utilised when we had the facility. So now that we're not there, and now that we don't really know if we have a permanent home or not, if this is actually going to be our permanent home or whether we're moving to some other place. So it seems daft just seems to be potentially moving it around and potentially paying for additional.
Yes.
Can I just say that it was never used in the civic hall? It's never been used. It's never been utilised. It was, no one even knew that the contract had been taken out. It was never came to council. We only found out about it afterwards.
I know you said this. George is choosing for the demonstration.
All right. Hi.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember having a demonstration.
No,
of
but
it.
I've never had a demonstration.
Right. Right.
It's
So,
wonderful.
can
The
we,
question is how we going
Yeah.
to cut our losses.
how do you feel about that? I think that's, it seems a sensible suggestion. We all agreed?
Yeah.
No. Okay. And, yes, sorry, James Council. Would somebody like to, say that we, or propose that we take them? Yeah, that we take them all as one, drive. Yeah, thank you. So, can we agree and approve the, the payment of accounts, no bank reconciliation, agree and approve subscription to the Society of Local Council Clubs? That was something on the bottom here that I've just noticed. It's, that's an extra one to just approving the accounts payment.
So I can give a quick update, Chair. So, you'll see later on that we've gone through the recruitment process for the chief officers role. One of the things that I did advise, the HR committee, that would be really good to have that subscription to the Society of Local Council Parks. And that gives a host of information and support. Also gives, us the ability to be able to buy books and things like that to achieve the cost. Now, it's not prescriptive that the council pays for this, but it's something that I've put forward to see whether the council would consider for this year to pay that to support the new CEO.
Yeah. Do you feel about that? Yes. It seems sensible enough, it's a, yeah. And to considering when I won't save money on the machine, yeah. So, so can we agree and approve the council payment and bank reconciliation? Do I need, is that all right?
I don't think I'm got the right
Days. See, I have to look. Okay. You know now. Local clocks update, which is attachment E. Do you want to say anything to it?
Just perhaps on, I mean, a lot of them, James will be coming further on this, and there's been some, progression from when I wrote the report. The website, I have actually got some further thoughts on that one as well. But I'm just wondering perhaps if you want to leave that to, the budget meeting, perhaps, and I'll just put out some more information about that, but we do need to look at getting a new website for April. I do think that the current support is doing the best they can with the platform that we've got. But we do need a new website building. Also in the report, it says about the server being moved. I'm having a meeting with Aspire today with regards to the contract that we have with them. And unfortunately, the contract still have 2 to 3 years. And the exit costs are £17,000. So what I've said to Aspire today is, come on, let's try and reduce this monthly cost. We can't get out, obviously I've got to say to council about not paying that £17,000, but we try and get them to knock them down a bit on the monthly charges. And one of the savings I made today was that we just don't use the line internet, which is £230 a month. So we've reduced it straight away because we use Matia, which is only £12.50 a month. So, it's a no brainer on that one. So that one is work in progress. But what I do need to do is to get the server information over. So that closed out between 17 would be good to download all of the data from the server in the city hall. And bear in mind the condition, I'm really worried that all gets lost and destroyed. The proposal is to put the information on the server onto the cloud, because we have to actually have this as well. and then getting a small box in the office is a cost server. So this company said they can do it ASAP, and it's £1,500 and they are on seat outs side list as well. You can see there the work that's included.
So, as this is it's fairly urgent.
It is, yeah.
What do you feel about that one? The set up new server, the 1,000, I said 15,000 there, £1,517.84 to pay for the new server set up, data transfer, etc. That needs doing pretty quickly, whereas the rest of it can wait until, and we can talk about it later. How is that? Anyone got any objections to that? Let's wait and because it needs doing. That's Can I have a proposal and a second for that, because I would need to.
Just to ask if we're getting a second company to come and transfer the server and all that. So is that another point to negotiate with try and get those costs down?
Well, given this buyer's track record of not getting back to us for weeks and weeks and weeks, I'm really worried that the condition of the city hall of that server gets damaged. And you're quite right in what you're saying, because what I said to you today is, you know, we've had a really bad track record. We asked buyer to give us a quote and move the server 2 months before we actually left the city hall, and we still hadn't come back. And I did say that was very disappointed with the service, so they've gone back now to review how they can improve the rest of the contract. And it may be that next year we will review the contract again, but at the time being £17,000 a lot of money so yeah, it's a good point, Sam there, but I think, you know, the citizens of the can just get the information on.
I'm not saying we shouldn't do anything, but
Yeah.
we're gonna
No,
have
it's a good point. Yeah.
Yes,
Obviously, following on from what Sam said, you're right, this needs doing now. But I think the fact that we've had to bring an additional company in to do this is quite good bolster going forward if you're going to have continued, or whoever's going to have continued discussions with Aspire to say, we're paying you plenty of money, you should have been in, and this should have been done as part of the contract. It's now cost us whatever. So yeah,
It's quite a hefty contract, but we'll help push them down a bit. I'll ten.
I liked it better. Right, so we agree on that one and bring the second part of it, the to the budget meeting.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
I need to close this.
No, because that's just
For the server.
but for the server, yeah, please. Right. Okay. Anyone second that? Right.
So the rest of mine is section J,
Yeah. Yes. Okay. This one from the item 10, report from DCC, introduction to incorporate reports from DCC on full agenda council meetings.
So because the agenda is set by the clerk, these are two elements that I always like to see in a council meeting, and which I've endorsed in the council, so that we know what's happening in the council, which our county council, and just, you know, I represent the town council on county council, because it's not just any matters. So it's really for the council to approve that agenda item going forward, and the same with the next ones with partnership groups. And what we do with the partnership groups, we just put one on at every meeting, we just look on at every meeting.
Yeah. Not all right. Oh, you're all going to have to be on your toes on safety. And what's happening in the county then? So is that okay that for those two to be included? Does everyone agree to those two being included on future agendas? Yeah. Okay. Budget working group. This Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just that,
So basically, the budget working group met to look at next year's budget, and I believe we've all been sent the information from our finance manager in relation to that. There will be a further meeting on the 12th of December, in which further discussion will take place to set a balanced budget. So anybody who wasn't able to attend, we really do need your thoughts and input for that, so that we can actually set the proposed agenda, budget in December to be transferred over to county union.
okay. Okay,
Is there any questions?
yes,
Just a couple of points for me. Obviously, I wasn't at the budget workshop, but I have had a chance to have a look at the papers, and I think clearly there's going to be a bit of a discussion, as there is every year, about the precept setting. And I just want to make a couple of points relating to that. Really, one is that Durham County Council leadership have made it clear they will be putting the precept required 3%, which will sort of increase the pressures on families. But the other sort of starting points for me were we're being forced to take on the allotments, and you know that was a political decision that when the Labour group ran the county council, we prevented them from passing those or forcing the town council to take them on, and we basically had an agreement that we wouldn't take any town council to court to force them. That's obviously changed, so there's a massive resource in that, in managing them and staffing them, and sort of all of the work that's going to come with sort of helping to improve and setting new allotment strategy for the town council to take that on. The second issue is around the grant. And I noticed there's something that's bubbling on right across the county where some of the county councillors who are part of the coalition and the leadership of the county are now sort of arguing at town council level that they shouldn't be putting the council tax up, but arguing the absolute opposite in County Hall. So I wanted to make that point and get that on record. And I think as in terms of us as a council, I think we're going to be forced with a really, really difficult position, because clearly if we don't fund those new costs that we're going to be forced to take on by the county council, that is going to be a significant cut to this council's budget, and it's going to massively inhibit any aspirations we have for delivering enhanced services in the town at a time when we know that, you know, the national government's not putting any money at Stanley for regeneration of Front Street. We've seen the government kick the levelling up bid for Stanley into touch in the third round, didn't get a look in with that, or the second round with it. So, you know, the town council's got a massive role to play in the future of the town, but if we're not careful, we're not going to have enough money to do anything. I just want to make that point, because my view is if Durham County Council don't change their mind, we're going to have no choice but to pass that whole cost on to the taxpayer via our precept setting.
can I just ask you, Paul, the county council precept, the look at 23%, is that 3% plus 2% for the social care?
We're still working through the budgets at the minute.
All right.
The intention is that the core council tax base will go by the absolute maximum that they're allowed.
Well, that'd be right, certainly. Yeah. 4.9. Thanks for that. That's your concerns and others. Is there anything else on the budget working group that won't come up on the chart? There's nothing.
I think obviously, just to reiterate what Councillor Marshall said there, is that we are looking at incorporating some provisions,
Which brings us very nicely onto item 13, which is a lot more. And I believe you're going to give us an update on the
Brief update. Obviously, Council Marshals obviously spoken about the town council are going to be receiving the allotments before long. From an officer's point of view, our position is to try and understand what that might look like coming our way, what it means to the work that needs to be put in to make it viable for us to manage. It's going to be, our understanding is it is going to be a tough process. We're working with Durham County Council to get information from them, so we can have a better understanding of various different things, whether it be services, whether it be problems that are historic on allotments. But myself and colleagues who sat down with Durham County Council and obviously spoke to several individuals who are allotment holders. We are, the way we're looking at it is that we are going to have to be a very, very much community-led allotment management team. It's the way the town council wants to operate, and I think by giving the people a voice on how the allotments are run is going to bode us well. So from that, we're looking at setting up a working group, which I'll need obviously people in this room to say whether they want to be a part of that. From that, we're looking at wanting to set up a committee where we don't know the ins and outs of it yet, but we want to invite people from different associations and independent allotments and whatnot to be a part of that. And they can set their terms of reference, and they can set the rules, they can set the things that we need to do to move forward. And collectively, as a community, we're going to have to try and run these allotments. So at the minute, staff are trying to pull together some sort of kind of Gantt chart or understanding of the time frame that we're going to do this in. Durham County Council are working with us in terms of how they can support us. We're talking to them about perhaps a year where they do support us in for the admin and different bits of stuff that we're gonna have to suck it and see how it goes. So these are the different things that are going on. We've got regular meetings set up, and that's kind of the position we're in at the minute. I think it'll come at April-ish time. It will take that'll probably be when we do kind of make that transition, but it won't be just instant. It'll be we're working together to do this. I think Durham County Council understood for officers actually the pressure that the county have put on us by passing us these allotments. So they are going to have to work with us. They've got responsibility to the community as much as we have. So that's the situation allotments. But please, by all means, have a conversation now about the working group. Is there anyone here that is actually interested in being part of that? And I will make you aware that there will be a lot of work involved in it, but that's the situation we're in.
Can I put my hand up on myself? Can I just mention that just yesterday I received an email with a demand for my allotment rent, which goes from now until this time next year.
Be better paid for April, but
No intention of it until I find out just exactly what they intend to do with that. I'll go the phone up and ask to speak to somebody, because I don't see why I should pay a whole year's rent only for them to take it away and just not to get anything back. If they're taking all those allotments from April, I believe that I should be taking now till April.
there's a lot of little bits of bob.
Yeah.
They're not little bits of bob.
No.
There's lots of little sort of integral things that we need to find out. I think what has been reassuring for myself and any councillors that have been involved and the staff is the feedback that we've got from the public is they are quite excited about the town council running the allotments. And that's through what the town council have done out in the environment already. You know, they do know us from stuff that we're doing. So, you know, it's reassuring that they have got advocates out there that are in support of us. So we need to make the most of that as well. But I'll take on board what you're saying, Councillor, in regards to these little bits and bobs.
I mean, my understanding is that rents will be collected by them, but will come across to us.
Yeah. I would hope that would be the case.
These are all the things that
Yeah,
keep bottoming out.
But we haven't sort of.
Yeah.
I think we should have had that. The associations as well.
Or they do with their association. Yeah.
Only the other ones.
It's I just thought it was worth mentioning.
Yeah.
Not saying that we've got a
I'm sure lots of other people will be thinking the same.
Okay.
But if you, well, I just quickly say, if anyone does want to be involved in that work
Yeah.
group, please, you know, contact myself or Diane from there.
Yes. Okay. I'm sure you'll get a list in each.
I'm sure I will too.
Okay. Right. events, then we're down to, item 14, do you want to say anything?
Well, I'm just gonna jump in first.
Yeah,
before
sure.
Alex, just because I don't want to fill it up. Just really, because I want to pass examples and itinerary for the sites which are not right now. That's kind of a shame, yeah.
Alex, have you sent this out, Alex, to you? All right.
As you can see,
Yeah.
quite big, like,
Yes, hey. All right, okay. You put my name on there before you asked us. Right. While that's circulating, Alex, would you like to just? What? Oh. Going to be most people anyway. Twice after it.
Okay, I'll come this if I did choose. So, Alex already kindly did the presentation to the events working group. In when did you do that? About September maybe. So, you've all read the report that was sent out about the delivery of the events and how it's actually delivered at the moment. And I know from what I've picked up since I've been here, there's been some, some concerns, not really around how, well, maybe around how it's been perceived, how it's been delivered over the years. But the current situation is that we're in a contract and for commercial reasons, at the moment, and that's on a 3-year contract. This was rolled over due to COVID. So we've been working on bringing the two options looking at outsource. You didn't done better, Johnson. We had outsource, which the first option to consider. And do we go back out to tender, and do we, or do we use the existing contractor, or do we do an in-house delivery? And the second option the council to consider gives you an idea over the page on attachment F, where the proposal's been actually delivered to the working group who received it very well. There was some extra element to that, so the pop-up beach. It's got festival week, which looks excellent as well. And obviously all of the smaller events which are doing etc. that are incorporated into that proposal. The proposal amount is there of 61,691 as opposed to what we pay now. Okay, anyway, all of this is gone, and I know that it's on par with what we spend on the external delivery. So this report gets out to look at the viable options, and again, I think that it's actually gone to the budget working group who recommended that we do actually. So really, any questions about this proposal? Yes. Because I believe, I can't answer it thoroughly, which I'd like to believe that some of the events weren't really up to the standard that we would require to the amount of money that we're paying. And also that, there's less control over the events than somebody else is doing most events. And also part of the budget preparation is about looking at staffing structure and how we can actually incorporate that into what we deliver to the council. What do you want to mention in terms of how we in-house?
I think the council, maybe council that can remember back, and obviously we weren't councillors in what has been delivered over the years, and what it has looked like over the years. Yes, there's benefits to being contracted out. It takes a lot of burden off council to deliver that. But obviously we don't have a civic hall now. we are going to be hoping to be a council about the community, getting out there and reach out to people. We can utilise doing community events to carry out consultation work. And I mean, I think back to what it was like when years and years and years ago when we did Christmases and we did, the Armed Forces Day and whatnot. And the town council, without a doubt, shadow of a doubt, do have a bit more clout when it comes to things like armed forces to get those people involved in promoting it. Alex is already carrying that out with Anna to achieve that. So this, I think it's probably unfair to say that what we've outsourced so far hasn't, they haven't delivered. They've delivered on what they said. But I mean, for me, what I've seen in the past, the events that we've done ourselves, have been very, very, very good. And if we are a council that's going to be about community, the environment, and being out there putting events on, I think we're now in a position at the town council to deliver that. In the past, when we had the city hall, we weren't perhaps in that position, but we are now in that position. So that's how I kind of see it. I'm always the back. I know.
So, anyone got anything, any other comments to make up? Yes, Bob?
I just want to say that I hope that this is a starting point rather than an end point in terms of the programme. I think if we are, events have always been important since the council was set up. It's one of the few things that sort of brings us into contact with lots of people. I know Alex and the team work really closely with the people attending the existing events to shape this, and that's being run back through the working group. But I think I'd like us to sort of make sure that the team, I'm sure they will continue just to engage with residents and bring regular reports back to us to see how we can continue to expand and invest in events, because I think it's really, really important for the town.
Yeah, coming there as well. Alex continued a survey of the events, and what was quite prominent in that survey is the cost to individuals for the events, as in price to go on a ride and things like that. So we did our proposal, we're hoping to actually reduce that cost by subsidising the tourism events programme, which is obviously one of the key factors in the survey.
David? I was just going to ask him as a member of the events working group we had ended up saying. Woke you up. Have you got anything to add to that, David, on the events working group? Because you're on it. Okay. Right. Okay, thanks for that. That's what you're doing. But it's called. Watching football. Yes. Thank you. Right. So, are we all everyone done on that one? Is there more or less consensus? Is the general consensus that we'll bring it back in house?
Yes.
If nothing else, we could just sorry.
I was just going to say doing so. I think we really do need to thank, Scott and the team on the events, because we've worked in partnership with them for a long time, and I like to think that if there ever is a need, that they're a company that we would consider working with again, because they do a great job. And it's just, I think, with those in the priority we're putting on this going forward, we could just have a better run at this in house at this time.
And some of the problems that we're encountering were certainly not Scott's fault.
No.
There were things that happened that were well outside his control. But it was just unfortunate, that's all. So I don't think we're Well, they're probably, it's just,
I'd like to think we're going to continue having a working relationship with them as an events company in Stanley who
Yeah.
can support us on
Yeah.
different events.
so we're in agreement with that, we bring them in-house, oh, well, we've got some work to do. Go and get
Is that unanimous?
Is that unanimous? Anyone against it?
No.
It's unanimous. Okay, isn't it? No. But you did note that the call was abstaining from the other side. Right. Right through this. The bench proposal, the bench proposal report. Actual proposals over on. Northumbria and Bloom, it's you again, James. To receive a presentation from the Environment Service team leader.
Okay, well, I've got a little bit to show you from a couple of weeks ago from our Bloom and Good Fun Awards, which is, for those who don't know what it is, but I hope you all do know what it is. Bloom and Good Fun is the where the public have a chance to get involved by Northumbria and Bloom in general, and they enter their hard work that they do within their yards and gardens, and that's not just their own properties, that's businesses and schools that get involved. Blooming Good Fun has been a very, very successful thing since, I believe, now 2015 or 16, so it's been going for a number of years now. We have an excellent following, and it's a really good way of the council to engage with the people of Stanley. So obviously that's Blooming Good Fun's kind of off the back of Northumbria and Bloom. Northumbria and Bloom this year, we absolutely smashed it, got gold, which is something that the town council have been wanting for a long, long time. Thank goodness we've achieved it. Otherwise, I'm not sure where we'd have gone from there. So in terms of the environment, I think the town council on a roll. I think we're doing really, really well. We're starting to get a bit of a name for ourselves. We've got umpteen partners that want to be involved now with all the different things that we do. We need to continue that and make sure that that's happening effectively. There's new groups being set up left, right, and centre, and that's not just through us telling them to set groups up. There's people coming to us saying we want to set a group up. That's music to my ears. So we've done really, really well this year. I'm really, really proud of what the town council have achieved. In terms of the Bloom and Good Fun Awards, thank you to the councillors that attended. I'm not sure what I have to do to get you all to attend because it really is a fantastic event. It is really heartwarming to see all the different people in the community come along. We had 4 different guest speakers this year talking about community. Every year we have different people come in and talk, but it was the whole feel a couple of weeks ago was about community, and we really did get a sense of community as that. So all I'm going to do is play you a quick collage of what people did this year for Bloom and Good Fun, and I think it kind of speaks for itself.
What's wrong with that? I'd like to know. And here I go. Yeah. Need to know. Here I go. Yeah. Come in a minute. Time that doesn't come at all. Only know that when I'm in it, every feeling that I'm you are love. You 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 think
Well,
So that was all of the. That was all of the town councils in bloom entries from the public. They can see the passion they have, which is fantastic. We've got to keep promoting this. That's obviously just a fraction of Northumbria in bloom. That's a fraction of what we do, but it is people's efforts. And you've got to remember, we've got people from the age of 3 getting involved with their little wellies and doing their own sketches of what they think in bloom is, right up to people in their 80s wanting to enter their garden. So we're touching all walks of life, understanding of what we're doing. We need to continue that. We need to build it all together. In my eyes, what our events, our environment, everything. Let's just get it all together and start really pushing on the things that people love, see, and make a difference. It's all about well-being. So I think that's where we're at.
Great. And it does make a difference. It makes a difference to standard, makes a difference to people's lives.
The only thing is, I need to figure out how I get you all to come to the next event.
You need a bigger venue. Thank you. Oh, thanks very much for that, Jim. Right, item 16. Asset list report. Now, we've got readings paper here. Yeah. We're being asked to, I'm hoping that everyone's had a chance to have a look through it since we got them. And that we can accept the report, accept the new format presented for the full comprehensive inventory list. I couldn't think to them. Accept the proposal outlined under priorities to move this important piece of work forward, because it's, well, like all assets registers, it's not a live document, isn't it? Oh. Anyone have comment on it? Anyone want to say anything on it? It's, I must admit, it's quite a big document. So they did say that I had to have a ruler moving them along and see which line I was on. But you know, I think that it's very comprehensive. I think it has actions as well, doesn't it?
Yes, I think that can come in here. Yeah. Obviously, Anne and I have been in with the City Hall and find out what's in there and what belongs to us and what needs to be left, etc. etc. So, because obviously there's been some reference to the asset register for this, so the system, you know, will have the asset register for thousands and invented for under 1,000. And when we got onto the City Hall, I think there's a little bit more outreach proposed to dispose of certain registrations. But there's a lot of work going into this band, and you know, it's worked a long time.
Anyone time?
Just a couple of organisations that didn't donate things to, just probably packed out. Take note as any other organisations do that thing.
Well, that's it. Is that the craft stuff that's on?
I think maybe it's coming back through it.
Yeah, so
Yeah. It's
yeah, so we haven't actually disclosed of anything yet. We've also get your input, but I think if I'm looking down where we're proposing to donate somewhere, there's a charity shop and a jigsaw and books and things like that. Well, that's actually so got July 23 on, so yeah. So they may have already gone. Would they just cut some sauces? That'd be nice. Well, things that haven't got dates on, I think it's really registered interest from those. Yeah, so you can see that on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th column, a lot of interest by. It tells you what people are looking at and hopefully to the same, should you wish to do that. But, you know, when I get on the car and have to explain to that, it's not safe when we're starting there and then, so we need to think of a strategy of how we can dispose of the assets that are in that knows.
So basically, they're not, they haven't been disposed of as yet. The people named have expressed an interest.
There's a limited group that expressed interest because obviously it's even trying to do so.
Yeah.
Have been invited other groups to do the same.
Well, I think that's one of the things that we are looking at, and what we need from you guys is let us know what groups, especially mates that got, you know, the area. If you can let us know what groups would be interested. Yeah, that's fine. But then I think as well, if there's any actions that you feel that you can take to places to run it, then again, we need to know about that as well. So you've got a comprehensive team in here. If you think any of this would be ideal for any group, just let us know. Yeah, you know, that's just cool. You know, we do need your support on this, because there's a lot of items for that.
There's also the question of when we've got them, where can we store them? If we're taking them out, if they're coming out of the civic hall, we've either got to dispose of them and store them, and you don't have any storage facilities.
No, I mean, what's itemised in here, which is being interested in all the say.
You wouldn't use it.
You know, we've pretty much gone through what we would use, with some other bits involved to share.
So basically, if anyone else, yes, Helen?
Just, obviously, I understand the fundamentals of that, and if they're, I suppose it's a cry out to anybody that does know anybody that may be interested in them, or if any councillors want to provide a list from their wards or whatever, or divisions or whatever, that they may be interested, then see if we can get in touch with.
Yes.
Who?
You.
And the other thing is, and I don't know, because I wasn't here when we took the took the civic hall on. I understand, and I could be wrong, I'm sure I'll be shot down if I am. It was a working cinema when we took it.
Yeah.
So if we've replaced things and thrown things out, then surely we can stay with the civic.
Sorry, I didn't think it wasn't actually working cinema with it. There's no working cinema whatsoever. There was all these up. And it's further down the line after actually disappearing there. It's how brought the cinema back to life. With
Fair enough. I was under the understanding that there was a screen and that there was projectors and
the
stuff
screen,
in
the
there.
screen
That
was
was purchased.
we purchased the screen. We purchased the projector.
I think probably when you were a councillor, Helen.
No, I knew we purchased those,
Yeah,
but I wasn't a councillor when we took. When we took the.
Oh, no, I mean, I was
thing
down
on.
there.
But I was under the impression from previous councillors that not councillors that are currently on, but councillors that were involved with the taking on, that it actually functioned.
Right.
And I just don't want us to fall foul,
Right.
potentially getting rid of stuff that they may deem should be there.
This one here, that is the Lamplight Arts Centre, equipment inventory on the back here. I think that would more or less be what was in the civic hall at the time that the town council took it over. But again, I wasn't part of it, so I don't know. I just don't. I'm just trying to get ahead of
Yeah.
you know, I would hate for us to potentially get rid of something and then be battered further down the line.
These are dated July 2013.
I mean, as an officer, I've been prepared I mean, my memory is not the best all the time, but I know that civic hall categorically was not able to show any type of cinema viewings when we took it on. There is, however, there was certain speakers on the walls, certain lighting, but the majority of the stuff has been enhanced by the town council, and the cinema viewing realistically only happened in the last 3 to 4 years. From the, I want to give you reassurance. That's why I sort of tell them.
And then there's a couple of other things, obviously on our current asset list, sorry. like when we put the new fascia on at the front, well, clearly we're not taking that away. So, sort of things like that, or they want to be up for discussion with county, if in the event when the company eventually speak to us about dilapidation and stuff like that, are they things that well,
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
I know that's sort of crossing over to slightly
yeah.
different things, but
there are discussions being had with county in relation to, should there be, whichever way they go with it, and we don't know as yet, but if there was a registered rebuild it, what is it that, so we place things that we've done wrong to believe there and do we take them out? So those discussions need to be had.
yeah,
Well, that I go back to the company, Alex, the company will look after that. I think they've already contacted us about what will happen with that anyway, so I'll look it up and let you know.
As far,
Just think, picking up on Helen's point as well, because there will be some negotiations, and I'm sure that will be picked up in, is an update in part B.
Yeah.
But the point I want to make was that the easiest way to sort this out is for the county to turn around and make a decision, which in my view they should have made some time ago, about whether or not they're going to continue to provide a theatre in Stanley or they're not, because that would have a bearing on them negotiations and about the stance that we took in them negotiations as well. And I think it's been really, really difficult by the fact that they haven't been honest and upfront with us about future use or future potential use of the building. And if they don't want to provide a theatre in Stanley, for whatever reason that might be, money, whatever, they just need to come clean and tell us.
consent, yes, no. Right, thanks for that. Right. Are we at a position now where we can
So,
do?
so they're the priorities, yeah, so obviously the two parts will be pulled together in relation to, the asset list, procedure and structure, I think, the more, because we're again, that by, what we know when we get to stage of county. So after priorities and plans to move the above forward, so that as a collective know where we're going with this, any questions or anything that anybody not sure about, we try and iron them out and then we can move forward. So the disposal of assets, put the housing decision call, we've got 8 weeks to do that. But again, don't know kind of how the best disposal we need to do to fix county in relation to what maybe that's in the regular. Full disposal, this public council in February, yeah. Up to date, actually, item on over £1,000, which is one that I get registered again, and then the inventory, which is saying which is everything else, and so the conclusion of that, we keep these robust procedures in place, and I know that our finance manager is setting up an excellent asset procedure on forward in relation to documenting invoices, dates, signatures, actual maintenance being proved that. So that going forward, anybody that needs to offer doing can do it quite easily. And should work in time on getting that put together for us. So the responsible finance team recommend essentially accept this report. And that review format presented full comprehensive inventory list which you've got, which good bedtime reading, and the proposed outline of the priorities to the piece of important on forward. Because I've been a difficult process and I know the I don't know.
There's things that nobody knows.
So we still have at least 12.
What?
Only 12.
Yes. So can we agree to accept those proposals as they stand? Okay, is anybody? Good. And yes,
I would just like to, on behalf of Stanley Town Council, send our thanks to for this piece of work, because it is a significant piece of work. There are a massive amount of assets and you know, from tiny little ones to big ones, basically. And it has took a great amount of work, and so I would like to put that down for,
Thank you very much.
a big thank you to her.
Thank you. Now, before we exclude press and public, can I just say that, the date and time of the next meeting, it's proposed that we have our meeting on the 12th, which will be here. Is it here? Yeah, yes, which is here, and that the meeting scheduled for Tuesday, the 19th of December, Santobi Community Hall, is cancelled. We'll tell, I'll tell them that, we're not using the hall, right? And then it can be rescheduled for another date. Okay. There's nothing else on the, sorry? Yeah, just the listeners. Oh, yes, you're speech that.
So really, it's just kind of looking at the office closure over Christmas so that I can organise annual leave for staff. So I think we were looking at 22nd to the 3rd of January. Everybody's okay with that? Is that right, Jim?
Is it will be the third? Will be the second, the second. No, will be the second. No, that's the third.
So you're wanting to close the office from when?
22nd to the 3rd of January. But that means closed on the 22nd. Or
That'll be the
last day, yeah.
Everybody's been kind of on that.
Is it? But most people say you big gin.
I'm red wine.
Okay, so is that all right with everyone? Yeah.
I mean, are we closing it? Are we having skeleton staff going?
Well,
So we have to obviously make sure that staff do have the annual leave.
You think everybody else?
Yeah,
we'll
we'll have to double check that.
Yeah,
Normally,
normally
closes.
yeah.
I think what we tend to say is in the year, the calendar year is to keep so many days. in
Yes.
Christmas.
It's always closed.
I'm sorry, Chair, I just, and I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure I remember sitting in council meetings and the clerk presented a report where we split the annual leave over Christmas and we
Yeah,
gave
I
a
think
couple of
we did.
additional days with the staff taking a couple of days to close it for that week.
That's
But
generally
yes.
what happens, so obviously I
Yeah.
know that on essentially if that change for the council, but I can check. But yeah, definitely,
The stats plus it's.
Yeah. Actually, well, that's what we used to do.
That's what we used to do.
Yeah.
I
I was gonna say, I
It
think
was
we-
companies
yeah,
institutions do
yeah.
that.
Oh, they have to use your own annual leave.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody want to, it's all right. We'll now go to the exclusive press and public because there isn't any. I was just going to say, does anyone want to?
Then the other location would be large.
There might be, it could be